So guys, raise your hand that do you ask for a sequel based on Romeo and Juliet? Raise your hand. Really, Paramount? This has got to be one of the most unnecessary sequel that nobody give a darn about and nobody asked for it. And thank God this movie got bad review when this movie came out. And I don't feel sorry for this film at all. Hello fellas, what the search? My name is Nick Hicks Studio Lounge Hill. So I was originally going to end my Paramount month review on May 31st, but due to I will be doing live stream on that day, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it until today. So yeah. So Sherlock grown Rant in that day off movie from the same actor that he was in that stupid movie called The Tale of the Disparow, and the one masterpiece movie called The Lion King, and of course hilarious bad DreamWorks film, which I will be talking about for the very first time on this lounge leading up to The Bad Guys 2, which is another B movie. Yeah, I cannot wait to talk about that film leading up to The Bad Guys 2. God mercy's on this all. Oh my goodness. Anyway, guys, so today I'm about to do a movie rant to one of the most pointless sequels that nobody give a darn about and nobody asked for this crap, which is none other than Sherlock Grown. The sequel to the follow-up to the one movie which I think is very awful, but there was a way worse movie that came out in 2011 more than this, like Jack and Jill, an example. Anyway, so enough further ado, let's get this over with. So you already know that the sequel, which is the follow-up to Romeo and Juliet, yeah, this film is completely a rip-off to Romeo and Juliet, which I would have watched that starting Harry Steinfeld way better watching that war piece of crap. And of course, this film it felt like a Toy Story clone. Why? It's because every time that Gnome do some stuff, and when the human come, they was completely still and act normal. Yeah, please don't tell me this is a Toy Story clone, and at this point, mark my word, this film is a pathetic a Toy Story clone. So when this film came out on February 11, 2011, this film was 1 hour and 24 minutes of bullcrap. This film got a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic, and this film got a 54% for the audience. And like I said, I'll get to the sequel in a minute. And when this film came out, this film was a box office success. It was gross over of $193.9 million worldwide, achieving a $36 million budget, which this film was a sleeper hit. It was the second weekend, and this film did pretty awesome at the box office. It was outperformed Mosney's Mom, which Mosney's Mom was the biggest bomb at the box office in 2011. And I don't blame that movie to bomb because that is the worst Disney movie I ever seen in its existence. And this film got a reward at the Annie Reward and some of the reward that everybody would definitely be agreement. And of course this film got a Golden Globe Reward. A Golden Globe Reward. It's for Hello Hello from the artist of John. I might listen to that. And honestly, I gotta say, but even I don't like the movie, at least it has some one great song called Hello Hello. So I think Hello Hello is the only good thing I like from that movie. But still, this film was a passable bad movie. But honestly, let's face it, this film is not in my top 10 worst movie of 2011 and of all time, to be honest. Because come on guys, there are way worse animated film. I just think it's awful more than Romeo and Juliet, like Food Fight, Will the Dead Go to Die, Norman North, or even the Emoji Movie and Smile. So after I heard they are making a sequel based on this average movie, I was not excited about this film. And the fact is, a lot of the customer was not excited about this film. And I don't blame them because nobody in their right mind wants to see a sequel based on that one movie. Just because it was a hit, that doesn't mean you have to cash cow to make a sequel. And like I said, this film is a cash grab. But honestly, I was about to say that, which I already said that. Let's get to the Rotten Tomatoes, shall we? So when this film came out on March 23rd, 2018, I am so glad that Ready Player One beat the crap out of the Sherlock Grown, which proved me wrong, but let me know in the comment, does Sherlock Grown beat Ready Player One at the box office? And if it's yes, I'll be really disappointed out of my freaking mind. Yeah, this film got a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic, and this film got a 36% for the audience. That is just even lower than the first movie. The first movie got a 55% and 55% and 54%. And when this film came out, it was a 28% and 36%. Oh, I told you, Paramount, making the sequel of this cash cow was not a good idea. It was a bad idea, you dumb idiot. And last not least, this film got a 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Man, this is just as bad as this film got a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb. And I gotta said, wait a minute, is this lower? Yeah, it is lower. I gotta say, this film is way more lower than the first film got on it. And this film got a 36 on Megascore. That is not good. So, does Sherlock Grown was a box office hit since the first movie? No, you're dumb. This film was a box office flop. Yeah, that's what you get for announcing that movie for a pointless reason. Yeah, just because the first movie was a box office successful, that doesn't mean that the sequel is the same thing. Oh, heck no. This film was a box office flop. Let me read it before I stutter once again. The 2018 film Sherlock Grown, the sequel to Romeo and Juliet, was a box office flop. Sherlock. Why the original first movie earned $194 million worldwide on a $36 million budget. And for the sequel, however, this film got a budget for $59 million. It was an only gross of $97.4 million. I gotta say, even Ready Player One made more money than this disaster, and I don't blame on people went to saw Ready Player One instead of watching this war piece of crap. So yeah. And this film got a reward. How on earth this film got a reward? The only reward I am so happy that this film deserved, which another than this film got a Razzie Reward nomination. Well, that's what you get for making this movie for pointless reason. Yeah, Johnny Depp got nominated for Worst Actor and Worst Screen Combo. Yeah, Johnny Depp, what in the flying stitch? What in the flying stitch were you thinking? I say stitch, not the S word. I was just saying. So, what do I think about the sequel based on the movie, which I think is painfully average? I absolutely did not like this film, but honestly, I don't hate this film as much as the worst movie ever, like Go Anime and Cult Media the movie, or even that one movie that came out in 2020, which nobody wants to speak about it. No. I'm not talking about cuties. No. I'm talking about that one movie that got released on YouTube, and John Wick fan did a live stream of that. So. I forgot what it's called, and I don't want to talk about it. Honestly, it's from the same movie that have a rabbit to be a fat. Oh my god. Anyway, so even this film is not as bad as the other worst movie on my top 10 list, but this film was very bad. It was very boring. It was really forgettable. That's all I have to say. So, do I have any positive I have for this film? Sadly, no, I don't actually. Not even the animation saved the film at all, honestly. Because I think the animation is chopping lazy. So yeah. So even I don't disrespect Animator as much as Alex, but hey, I give the animation as a pass. Animator a pass, I meant to say. So if you want to watch this film, honestly, you should just go ahead and watch this film on Paramount Plus. But you're not missing anybody. So you're not missing anyone about this. So this film is just pointless. It was just unnecessary. It was the most pointless movie that I ever got in 2018 next to Teen Titans Go to the movies. So yeah. So let's get to the negative. First off, the story is absolutely chopped and lazy. This has got to be one of the most laziest screenwriting I ever seen for a Sherlock movie. And like I said, that one movie starting Robert Downey Jr. is way better than this war piece of crap. Yeah, and the characters is absolutely forgettable. Like Emily Blunt as Juliet, I am so glad that Emily Blunt finally redeemed herself to her character of A Quiet Place. Yeah, we go to Sherlock Grown, and now we go to a way better Paramount movie, which is another A Quiet Place. So I might do a redo review of every single Halloween movie because right now I'm doing this style review, so I might do that and for Halloween review. So yeah, maybe let's you know what, let's not do that because that would be a pain in my butt. It would be my pain in my butt. So yeah. Anyway, I like Emily Blunt. She's a very gorgeous British actress, but like I said, this is the worst performance that Emily ever did. And like I said, her character in The Fall Guy, which is a way better performance, she's way better than her as Juliet. And last but not least, let's talk about Johnny Depp's character as Sherlock Grown. I'm Sherlock Grown. Time for another detective. Oh my god, why he sound like that? No wonder this film got nominated at the Razzie Award for Worst Actor and Worst Screen Combo. Because Johnny Depp's accent in this film was completely atrocity. It was completely Razzies. Yeah, no offense, Johnny Depp, but don't ever do that accent ever again. Please, I'm begging you. And last but not least, we got James as Gromio. Oh my god. How on earth we go to his villain in Split, and now we go to that? Oh heck no. Who grew me that James McAvoy as a villain from Split is way better than his character in this freaking movie. And last but not least, you got a Dr. Wilson character played by the same actor that he was in the Cash Cow King. And last but not least, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, his character in the Multiverse of Madness in the Doctor Strange movie is way better than his character as a doctor. And Michael Caine, my god, why would you add Michael Caine, okay? It's bad enough we add him in the first movie. Why on earth he have to come back for this pointless movies? And do you know it's from the same director who brought you Kung Fu Panda? Okay, how on earth we go to Kung Fu Panda, which is the best movie, and now we go to that, honestly. Even I think Wall-E is a much better animated film that came out in 2008, but Kung Fu Panda was really enjoyable, was really a fun movie for the whole family, and that film is completely emotional to start to finish. So yeah, who agree with me that Kung Fu Panda is a much better movie from the same director more than Sherlock Grown? Yeah, man, what a disrespectful piece of crap. But honestly, how on earth we go to Kung Fu Panda and now we go Sherlock Grown? I even know it's not the director's fault. I have to blame on the studio because the studio is so greedy these days. But the worst character in the entire movie, I have two worst character. Let's get to that one girl, which I'm really thinking. Who's that one girl? No, I'm not talking about Emily Blunt. No, I'm talking about that one girl. There she is. Yeah, this character. Yeah, I absolutely did not like this character. This character have got on my nerve. She was trying her best to be as the most beautiful girl in the planet. I gotta say, they're a way better. Honestly, I gotta say, they're a way better female character. I just think it's way more beautiful than her, honestly. Like Anna and Elsa, the girl from the Toy Spies, and even my girl Kim Possible is way better than her character in this freaking movie. And like I said, the animation is absolutely horrendous. It looks absolutely chopping lazy, for God's sakes. Anyway, that one girl, she was trying to be as beautiful and make me want to have a crush on her. I'm not buying it. And no wonder this film got 4.3 out of 5 on Facebook. Even I keep my Facebook private because I have my family on my Facebook page. So yeah, and that's why I decided to make my Facebook private. So honestly, the only thing I could put the only thing I keep it in plug with, which is my YouTube channel and my Instagram. Facebook off limit because my Facebook is off limit. It was private. So I hope you guys understand. But honestly, I thought that one chick was the worst character in the movie. Oh my god, why did I say that? Doing to that one girl was the second worst character in the movie. Let's get to the elephant in the room. Let's get to the worst character in the film, which is none other than the villain. No, they completely ripped off of the one character from Ghostbusters. How dare you rip off the character from Ghostbusters? I gotta say, who could me that Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbuster movie is way better than the imposters? Yeah, there was nothing to say about it, so let's move on. Yeah, anyway, so I decided I didn't talk about the villain more than the characters, but to be honest, what point of a villain that you don't understand? Well, honestly, that doesn't make no sense. But anyway, how on earth I will talk about the villain due to the villain is so weak. Like, it is so weak. Like, this character kind of remind me of the one character from Ghostbusters, and he is way better than this imposter war piece of crap. So that's the one thing I honestly did not want to think about it, because this villain is completely I won't call it a weasel because that's very bad, but honestly, it's just forgettable. And the animation. This has got to be one of the most laziest animation I ever seen for motion pictures, because the animation is absolutely god awful and very atrocity. Because this film did not belong into a movie theater screen and a big screen. This film deserved to be in a Walmart bargain bin, because this is a type of film that you can find in Walmart bargain bin. And of course, the climax is just anti-climax. That's all I gotta say. It's just anti-climax. And of course, the ending, I just feel generic. It was just, honestly, the ending is really unnecessary. Like, the ending, just like every single generic animated film, they have an ending when the problem's solved, everybody dancing, and everybody being happy and all, and boom. What is it? Oh my god, what is that? Fairy tale? You know what? Flick this film, I'm done. So overall, guys, Sherlock grown. Yeah, what else have to say about this pointless movie? You already know this film is garbage. You already know this film is a freaking 1 out of 10. It's the worst movie. And this film is well deserved a seal of Nick garbage. And Paramount, don't ever announce some sequel that nobody asked for and nobody give a darn about it. And I swear to God, when that Smurf movie come out, when that film is a hit, after I heard of making a sequel in the future, I'm probably the Smurf 2 might be like Sherlock grown over again. Well, it depends how the box office goes for this summer. Honestly, I seriously doubt that, because that film is coming out the same month as Dracula Rebirth, Superman, which is James Gunn, and of course, Fantastic Four First Death. So yeah. Sorry guys, so that was my rant on Sherlock grown. So what else has to say about this film? You already know about this film. It's completely awful movie. It was a start to finish. And I gotta say, even I don't like the first movie, but at least the first film is kind of enjoyable. But at the same time, it just feel, honestly, it just feel just like every single generic movie about Romeo and Juliet and Toy Story. I gotta say, but this is Romeo and Juliet and Toy Story done quite bad. But like I said, Sherlock grown is a Sherlock movie done bad, honestly. So yeah, and I want to watch that one movie from Tom and Jerry when they do a crossover of Sherlock. It's way more terrible than that. Even that film is awful. So stay tuned for my movie rant. Oh shoot. No. Stay tuned for my movie review on the movie called Day Off. It's from the same actor that he was in B-Movie, The Lion King, and last night was that one stupid movie that he was in, which is in the tail of the disc below. Yeah, don't get angry that he was in it, because he was just doing his job, but you have to blame on Universal for cash cow that freaking movie. Yeah, I might do that when of that film for bullcrap month, which is August. I'm not ready. Anyway, guys, so if you enjoy this pointless movies, so I can hear your opinion, but for me, I absolutely did not like this film. This film is completely pointless. And honestly, oh my god, if I see that one Romeo do some twerking, oh my god, I swear to God, I'm gonna be walking out if I see that Honestly, if I see that one more time, I am going to punch him so silly. And don't worry, guys, I was just doing it for comedy purposes. I already know that Andre was going to say, hey, calm down, it's just a movie. Well, Andre, I was just doing it for comedy purposes. So, give me a wait, would ya? So, yeah. So, stay tuned for my movie review on that day off movie. And stay tuned for my reaction flash Rant on 12 Band Together Franchise 1 review to one of my favorite shows of all time, which is Nothing Impossible. And quote by Will Smith said, keep my favorite show name out of your sitching mouth. Yeah, keep that show out of your sitching mouth because you have no right to talk about that show, because when you said that you want to do something to that picture of Kim Possible, and you better not do that again. I swear to God, if you do that again, I am going to call the FBI on you. But so guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video right now before my mom called me, because I'm supposed to do drawing request by now. But don't worry. And honestly, I'm just gonna do a drawing request to get this film out of my existence and out of my misery. So yeah. And once again, if you enjoy this film, I can hand you an opinion, but for me, this film is hot garbage. Hot garbage. So yeah. And honestly, even Brain's Troll hates this film, but honestly, he does not respect people for liking this movie. Well, come on, man, it's opinion. Actually, it's opinion. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and close the video before I get triggered of the one fan or the Brain Troll thing. You know what? I'm just gonna close the video right now before I do that. Before I get triggered. Sorry, guys. So this is Nick Hicks Studio Lounge signing off, and I gotta said, Romeo and Juliet is a way more terrible more than Sherlock grown. And yes, sure, this film is a bad movie, but it's painfully average. It's painfully average. And Sherlock grown, go fuck yourself.